everyone, welcome to this Pilates practice. My name's Debbie and I'm going to take you through today's practice. So today we're going to focus on knees, okay? I did have some videos recorded on knee support work, but I actually can't find them and somebody has asked me about it. So I'm actually going to do a recording today of knee work and supporting our knees. So working our quadriceps, building up the front of our thighs, is a good place that we're going to start, taking all the support away from the knees. So if we can start building up our muscles, we will start to support the knees and they will have less pressure on them when we're doing things. Now you'll notice I've got ankle weights on. It's just because I do this frequently, but obviously if you're starting out and you do have knee issues, I wouldn't advise putting ankle weights on, but obviously as you advance it would be something great to sort of purchase. You could also use them around your wrists when we're doing our sit-ups and things. We are going to do a few sit-ups and stuff today. The class won't probably be as long as normal, but hey, that's okay. I'm still going to start with our laying down, focusing in on our bodies and how we're feeling, and I'll also do like our little cool down at the end, because I think relaxation is always really important whatever practice you're doing. So we're going to come down from lanes, come down from your side. If you have low blood pressure, you come down from the left, or you can come down with me from a seated position. Actually, what I forgot to say, I'm going to be using a chair today. So before you start the practice, you might want to go and grab a chair, pause this for a moment and grab yourself a chair. I'm going to be working against a wall for a little bit as well, just do a few things there. So yeah, that's what we're going to be doing today. But if you're with me, you've got your chair and we're all sorted, we're going to come down to a laying position. We can come down from our seated area if we like. So if you want to come down from me, we come down from our seated position, our feet are hip width apart, and we C-curve our spine down. We curve down, we don't just drop back, we protect our spine and we curve it as we come down. We breathe in through the nose, we breathe out through the nose. Every breath in, we hold our core. Every breath out, we squeeze the core tighter. You want to squeeze the core to support that spine. Taking a nice seated position, breathing in, pulling in your core. And as you breathe out, let's start to C-curve down. Gently curving and rolling that spine down. If you get to a point where you can't hold yourself with your core, you take behind your legs and you use your thighs as support. Otherwise, you come down really slowly, one vertebra at a time. So the lower back, the mid back, the upper back come down, the shoulders will come down, the neck, and finally the head. So that is like our classic Pilates roll up and down that I just done there, so we can use that as well later on. We are going to do a little bit of those. They're always important to do them throughout any practice. So now you're laid down. If you've got lower spine issues, take your feet mat width apart and lock your knees in together. Otherwise, take your knees long. If you do have really bad knees, you can always put a boulder, or a rolled up blanket, a pillow or something underneath your knees. They're just rested and they're not long down. Sometimes people find locking their knees out can make them hurt. So yeah, put something underneath them. Use props, use supports that you need to do. So we're laying down now, we're getting ourselves comfortable however we wish to be. We're taking our palms out away from our bodies now, so just pushing our palms up, facing our palms upwards, pushing the hands away from our body. Rolling the shoulders back and down so you've got a nice long neck. Stretch that neck long, okay? And then if you want, just bring your chin to your chest, but do it with your breathing. So you're breathing and you're pulling your core. And as you breathe out, holding the core tight, you just lift your head and bring your chin to your chest. That elongates the neck nice and long, and then holding the core tight as you're breathing out, you take your head back down to the ground and you release it and you release your core. Okay, you can also rock your head from side to side to release your neck out a little bit more, and close your eyes down so that you start to take your focus internally and you're not distracted by things that are going on in the room around you. Gently rocking from side to side and then coming to centre and allowing your body to start to relax and sink into the mat beneath you. Let your feet relax, your ankles, your lower legs, your knees and your upper legs. Let the legs be soft. start to focus, how are the knees feeling today? Where are those niggles? Now throughout this practice, be mindful of them. Really focus in, really tune in to how your body is feeling, and don't push them beyond their capabilities. Go to where they're comfortable. If you start to feel pain, past your point of tension, come back, pull back. Focus around your core area, your lower spine, your mid-spine and your upper spine, letting the length of that be heavy and down into the mat beneath. Really relaxing your core and your chest area so that the torso is now rested. Take a little focus around the core and the torso. How's it feeling today? And onto your hands, your wrists, the lower arms, the elbows and the upper arms. Let both arms drop. You might feel the shoulders drop down there as you relax. And relax the shoulders down. Focus on the arms and the shoulders, how they're feeling. We hold a lot of tension around the wrists, around the shoulder area, so focus on those. Make sure everything's softening down. And then your neck and your head. Let them both be relaxed. Your whole body softening down. Relax your facial muscles, release the jaw, cheekbones, the eyes, the forehead, and the top of the head. Your whole body rested down. And when you're ready, do a scan from the tips of the toes all the way through your body, the torso, up through the neck, the head, and see how you're feeling today. Focus on areas that are not quite relaxed, ask them to soften. Resting down. Start to bring a little bit of movement into your fingers and your toes. Wakening your body up. Lifting your shoulders, maybe rocking your head from side to side again. And keeping the legs long. Okay, if you've got your feet so they're mat width on the mat, then try and take them long for me now. If you've got a boulder underneath your knees, that can remain there. If you've got a cushion, pillow, it can remain. We're going to do some lift legs, so leg lifts even. So that will be working our quadriceps here. It's not going to be putting any pressure on the knee, but we'll make sure we hold our core nice and tightly. Okay, so we're going to start with our right leg. You're going to breathe in and pulling in your core. And as you breathe out, hold the core tight and lift your right leg. And then release it down. Do that again. Keeping the core tight, holding that core in every breath that you do, just lifting and lowering your right leg. Okay, so you can lift, you can point, and as you lower down, you can flex the foot. So lift, pointing the toes, lower, flexing the foot. Lift, pointing the toes, lower, flexing the foot. Keep doing that and you will start to feel the quads, the backs of the thighs, the front of the thighs, you'll feel them working. And all that, building up that muscle, is protecting your knee. That's what we're aiming to do here. Keep going, doing a couple more here. Pointing the toes, keeping the core pulled in, flexing the foot to lower. Last one, point the toes, flex the foot as you lower down. Amazing. Let's take that on the left hand side. Don't release your core, guys. Breathing in, pull that core tighter. And as you breathe out, holding the core tight, you lift your leg and you lower. So we're on the left hand side now, pointing the toes as we lift, flexing the foot as we lower. Keep going. breathing. Don't hold your breath at any point. You always breathe. Try and hold the core tight as we're doing this. We're going to do a few more here on the left. I'm sorry I haven't been counting. If we've done more on one side than the other, that's my fault, I'm sorry. So we're going to do another 3 here because that feels about right to me. Down, pointing the toes as we lift, flexing the foot as we lower, pointing the toes as we lift, flex the foot as we bring it all the way down to the ground. Okay, amazing. So bringing your feet up now, so they are flat onto the mat, hip width apart. Just rock the legs just gently from side to side, just releasing out your spine a little, your lower spine. Not going too crazy here, just a little rock from side to side. And then pushing into the feet, lifting your hips and shifting them over to the right. Roll yourself over onto your left and push yourself up. Trying to hold the core, guys. Keep holding the core as we come up. Now we're going to go to our seat. We're going to get onto our chairs here. Okay, so bring yourself up slowly. And then actually I'll take mine sideways so you can see what I'm doing. So as I said, I've got little ankle weights on, but please don't feel that that's something you should be doing right now. Right, so we're sitting on our chairs. We've got a nice supported back here. We're sitting nice and straight, and we've got our legs at a right angle so that these are nice and down and along. Okay, we're going to start on the right hand side and we're going to lift and lower. So we're just lifting from the quad, keeping the core pulled in, trying not to put the foot down as you lift. So as it goes down, we're not quite touching the floor, we're keeping it elevated, just a couple of inches, or maybe not even that, maybe just an inch off the floor. So we've got 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release that foot down. Keep the core pulled in, guys. Keep breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. We're taking it on the left hand side now. Breathing in, holding the core, and as you breathe out, you lift. Okay, so we're lifting from our thigh, from our quad. We've got 3, 2, and as you can see, I'm not putting my foot quite down, and 1. Bringing that down, so I'm keeping it slightly off the floor as we're going. Let's do that on the right hand side again, so lifting the legs slightly up. We're going for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And bringing that leg back down. Slightly lifting up, squeezing the thigh, squeeze the core in for 8. We're on the left hand side now. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bringing that foot down. Let's go again on the right hand side. We've got to do 4 reps of these. So this is the 3rd rep going round. 8, 7, squeeze in the thigh, 6, 5, keeping the core pulled in, 3, 2, and 1. Bringing the foot back down. Let's take it on the left. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And don't worry if you're only bringing your foot to here, you're still working that thigh. Let's take it on the right hand side. Last time here. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Taking that down, taking the last one on the left hand side, squeezing and pulling in that core. Let's go for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. If you hear any popping around the knee area when you're lifting your legs, you might hear like little clicks and popping. That's just the air coming out of the joints, so that's not necessarily a bad thing. I mean, obviously if you've got pain, then that's something different, but always go to your means and to how you're feeling. So that's what we're done. We're done with the chair today, so I'm going to move the chair over to one side. We're going to go to the wall now. Okay, so we're going to be facing away. We're going to do calf lifts. So we're going to lift our calves off the floor, heel lifts, calf lifts. So it's strengthening the calf, lifting the heels up. Again, you're not going to feel the pain in your knees. So standing against the wall, taking your hands firmly against the wall. You're about, I would say probably, you're probably about forearm away from the wall. You don't want to be too close and too far. Breathing in, pulling in the core. Squeeze your glutes, squeeze your thighs, and start to lift for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, keep the core pulled in, 2, and 1, and releasing down. Okay, give your legs a little walk around. Put my salt lamp on, guys, quite like that. Nice bit relaxing here, so we're going to take that again. Sorry, I feel like I've got my back towards you. Let me come this way because I can do it from this way as well. Put my hands against the wall and I'll do my calf lifts from here. So breathing in, pulling in that core, and as you breathe out, you start to lift for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and rest again. Give the legs a little move round, just gently. If you need to walk about a bit to come back before you do the next one. We're going to do 4 repetitions of these as well. So we've got 2 more to go. So breathing in, pulling in your core, and as you breathe out, we start to lift again for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and release down. If you want to just do one lift rather, one leg lift at a time, you can do it that way. You're still going to be working your thigh by lifting your legs one at a time. Okay, but if you've got support with the wall, it's actually quite nice to lift both. We've got 1 more rep to go of these. Keep that core pulled in, shoulders back and down. If you're with me, hands on the hips or against the wall, whatever's best for you. Let's go for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold that one there. Sorry. Hold the last one up. Keep pulling in that core. See if you can hold it there, and then release down. Amazing. Well done. Okay, the next one is against the wall. It's sort of like chair position. So where we were just sitting on the chair, we're going to do the same thing against the wall, but we're going to be taking obviously a lot more strength into our legs here. So you take your feet away from the wall. I've got them probably maybe a foot away from the wall, but whatever's comfortable from you. If it's just from here for you, that's not a problem. You're still working your thighs, you're squeezing your thighs. We don't want any pain felt in the knees. Okay, so wherever's comfortable to you, get yourself seated. We're going to do 4 reps of holding these. So really squeeze into those thighs, pull that core in, holding it there for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hands against the wall, push yourself away and release the legs. Okay, you should feel it working here. I most certainly can. Let's take ourselves back down against the wall. Holding it there again. Breathing in, pull that core tight for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Push yourself away from the wall, stand up, release the legs out. Okay, we've got 2 more reps of these to go. Take yourself back against the wall, get yourself in your seated position wherever's best for you. Squeeze the thighs, pull in the core, don't hold your breath, and let's go for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Push yourself away, release the legs. We've got 1 more rep to go of them. Okay, you should be feeling it. Let's take ourselves back to the wall, seated position, and let's start again for 8, 7, 6, keep that core pulled in, 5, don't hold your breath, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Taking yourselves away, pushing yourself up and releasing your legs a little bit there. Okay, so we're going to do some Pilates roll up, roll down. So we're going to release the spine a little bit. We're going to come down, we're going to do a few like hill lifts, which again is working around our thigh and quad area. That's really good for the knee support. We're going to do some sit-ups just to make sure we're still working our core and supporting our spine. And then we're going to some relaxation. So shoulders back and down, breathing in, pulling in your core. And as you breathe out, you take your chin to your chest. Your head comes down, your shoulders come forward, your hands to the front of your legs. Your upper spine comes down, your mid-spine and your lower spine. You go to where it's comfortable for you, okay? You don't have to come all the way down. If you're still here, that's absolutely fine. You're still bending forward. Don't take any pain in your knees. You can bend them at any point. You can have them, but don't lock them. Never find my knees are never really locked. I always have a slight bend in them. And they're just hanging there, breathing in, pulling in that core. And as you breathe out, hold the core tight, squeeze your glutes. Put your hands to the front of your legs and you come up. The lower, the mid and the upper spine will come up. When you get up to the upper spine, your shoulders go back and down, your neck, and finally your head lifts. All the time keeping that core pulled in. Let's go again. Shoulders back and down, breathing in, pulling in that core. Breathing out, chin to chest. Down you come. Shoulders come forward. Hands to the front of your legs, and you roll down 1 vertebrae at a time. Come to your point of comfort and hold it there. Squeezing the core, holding it tight. Breathing in through the nose, breathing out through the mouth. Breathing in through the nose, pulling in the core. And as you breathe out through the mouth, you start to roll up gently 1 vertebrae at a time. If you take any breaths in or out as you're coming up, make sure you're pulling the core, you're squeezing your glutes, your shoulders, your neck, and your head lifts finally last. Shoulders back and down. We've got 2 more of these to do. Breathing in, pulling in the core. Breathing out, chin to chest. Head coming down, and the shoulders come forward. Hands to the front of your legs, squeezing the glutes, pulling in the core. Come to your point of comfort and hang for a moment, wherever that may be. As I said, if you want to bend your knees, then do. Breathing in, pulling in the core. And as you breathe out, hands to the front of your legs. Let's come up 1 vertebrae. Slowly, slowly, squeezing the core, squeezing the glutes. Your lower, your mid and your upper spine will come up. Your shoulders go back and down, your neck lifts, and finally your head. Let's do 1 more of those, our 4th rep. Shoulders back and down, breathing in, pulling in your core. And as you breathe out, chin to chest. Head comes down, neck comes down, shoulders come forward, hands to the front of the legs. Going down 1 vertebrae, all the way to the floor, or to your point of comfort. Holding it there for a moment, squeezing the core, don't let it go, squeeze the glutes. Breathing in, pulling in the core, and as you breathe out through the mouth, you start to rise up gently again. Slow as you can, 1 vertebrae at a time, squeezing the glutes, upper spine, shoulders back and down, neck, and finally your head lifts. Okay, so we're just going to roll down. We're going to do our Pilates roll down, but this time we're going to stay at the floor. We're going to come forward into flat back, and then we're going to do some heel lifts, which again works our quads. So shoulders back and down, breathing in, pulling in the core. And as we breathe out, our chin goes to our chest. We come down, the neck goes down, the shoulders come down, back and forwards, hands to the front of the legs, one vertebrae. Start to bend your knees now if you need to bring yourself to the floor. Hands out, walking yourself out, coming in to an all-four position, keeping that core pulled in. Okay, so heel lifts, what we do is we take our leg out, we take it to a right angle and we push up. We push our heels up, okay? You're going to find that work around your glute area, but also because we're kicking up, we're going to get the front of the glutes and we're going to get the quads working and back of the thighs as well. And that's all going to be helpful for our knees. So if you've got on the floor here and you've need something underneath the opposite knee for sponge or support, put that underneath the knee now as well to support it. And if it's too much for you, then just come into child's pose, which is taking your legs wide or together and just coming down. Okay, whatever's comfortable for you. So breathing in, pulling in our core. We're going to do 8 lifts on the right hand side, so taking the right leg up, foot flex. Let's go for 8, 7, keeping the core pulled in, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bringing that back down. Let's take it on the left hand side, breathing in, keep the core tight, taking our left leg up, and we're doing a flex foot for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Coming all the way back down. Let's take that on the right hand side, breathing in, keep that core pulled in, right leg up, 8 kicks, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bringing that leg all the way back down to the ground. It's taking that onto the other side. Left leg up, now kick up for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, we've got 2 more reps to go on either side. Right hand side, left leg, right leg up. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Coming back down. Left leg. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Coming back down. Right hand side, last set. 8, 7, keep the foot flexed, keep the core pulled in. 3, 2, and 1. Coming all the way back down. 8 on the left hand side, core pulled in, breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. 8 kick ups. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Coming back down. Everybody into child's pose. Okay, this is going to be dependent again on how your knees are. A lot of people find their knees, it's very difficult to bend like that. So if that is the case, child's pose for you can actually just be on your side and just laying and relaxing there. It's just a relaxing pose, okay? So you don't actually have to do it with the knees. You can take your knees together and you can come down over the knees here. You can take your knees wide and you can come down here. So we're just into child's pose, whichever's best for you. Just holding it there for a moment. If you're in child's pose with me, come up onto your fingertips and just have a little stretch across our shoulders here. So really stretch away, pull away in the shoulders, push down into your fingertips and squeeze, and then release and push yourself up. We're going to come round onto our backs. We're going to do some sit-ups. We're going to work our core. So if you've got hand weights, we can use hand weights. Otherwise, as I've always said, you squeeze your fists, okay, and we use squeeze fists to work our muscles, okay, breathing in, pulling in the core. Actually, if you don't want to come down from seated position with me, do just come down from your side and roll onto your back, and come down from your left if you have low blood pressure. So breathing in, pulling in the core, and as we breathe out, let's roll ourselves down, one vertebra at a time, squeezing those fists, C curving down, behind your thighs if you need support with the hands, all the way down, one vertebrae at a time. So where we did that Pilates roll up and roll down, we go our neck, head, etc. We do the same thing from here. So as we're sitting up, we're coming up one vertebrae. So we're going to lift our head, and then our shoulders lift, and then we start to roll up. So the upper, the mid, and the lower spine come up to seated. We're doing it slowly, okay? Same as we're going back down. So we're breathing in, we're pulling in our core. Every breath in, don't forget, core tight, breath out, core tight. Breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. Breath in, pulling in the core. Breathing out through the mouth as we lower down. So we're coming down, we've got our lower spine. We have our mid spine. We have the upper spine. We have the shoulders, we have the neck, and then we have the head. Okay, I've just got to come back a bit. I'm catching my legs on the bottom of the mat. Breathing in, pulling in the core. Breathing out, we lift. So head comes up, our shoulders come up, our upper back, our mid back, and our lower back until we're seated. Keeping that core tight, don't let it go. Breathing out through the mouth as you come back down. This is 3. Coming back up. This is 4. All the way back down. Coming up for 5. Coming back down. Coming up for 6. Down we go. Coming up for 7. Coming back down. And the last one for this rep. Coming up for 8. And then coming back down. Okay, how's that, guys? Think we could do some more reps of those? We're going to go for another 8. So, I mean, you don't have to. You can rest, you can go into your child's pose. But I feel like it's good, although we've worked our knees and we've done some work around our glutes and stuff, we still need to always concentrate on our core in Pilates. It's really important. So breathing in, if you're with me, we're going to do another 8 reps, and then we'll go into some relaxation after we've done a couple of stretches. So breathing in, pulling in the core, and as you breathe out, you start to lift. So the head, the shoulders, the upper back, the mid back, and the lower back. Amazing. Same as you go back down. That's 8. Breathing out through the mouth. Breathing in through the nose. 6. 5. 4. Halfway there, we've only got 4 more to go. We've got 3 more now. 3. 2. And the last one coming up, all the way up. And keeping yourself at the top, seated at the top here. Okay, we're just going to do a little forward stretch. So we're going to work our core, holding it tight, coming down into a forward stretch. Just bending yourself down as far as you can. So a nice tall back, bringing our chest towards our knees and stretching ourselves over as far as you can. If that's just here, then that's absolutely fine. Look, you're still bending forward. If you're here, not so good. If you're here, you're bending. If you're here, you're bending. If you're here, you're bending. If you're here, wherever you are, you're bringing yourself forward, you're opening your spine, you're allowing it to breathe. Breathing in through the nose as you slightly lift, breathing out through the mouth as you come back down. Get to your point of comfort and hold it there. Sitting yourselves up, bringing your knees up, holding them here. You're going to do a nice hug here, so sitting nice and tall, squeezing yourself in. If your knees are hurting, you can hold behind your thighs and you can squeeze yourself here. You can take your hug there. Lengthening the spine, sitting tall. And taking the right leg out, give it a little lift, lower it. Take the left leg down, give it a little lift and lower it. And then bring yourself all the way down, hands out in front, rolling down or coming from your side, all the way onto your back. Let's take a full body stretch. So if you've got lower back issues, you take your stretch with your knees locked in and you squeeze your knees together tightly there, squeezing your glutes and everything. If you're with me, we've got a full body stretch. Our legs are one way, our arms are the other, pointing our toes, pointing our fingers, stretching away, pulling in that core, stretching our spine down to the mat, pushing it down into the mat as we stretch away, and then release. Breathing in, pulling in the core, and as we breathe out, we push the spine into the mat, we push our fingers away, we push our toes away, we squeeze our glutes, really, really stretch away, and then release down. Amazing, guys. Okay, bringing your hands round, give your hands a little shake, give your feet a little shake, and start to soften ourselves down, ready for some final relaxation. Shoulders back and down, allowing them to come down onto the mat. Releasing your neck out, closing your eyes down. So just rocking our head from side to side, releasing the neck. Holding the neck long, taking the palms upwards, away from the body, letting the feet relax outwards. Relax all 10 toes, the soles of your feet, the tops of your feet and your heels. Releasing your ankles, your calves, your shins, and now the knees. Really let the knees be soft. Back of the knees and the front of the knees. And then our thighs, where we've worked them so hard, we've pushed them today. Ask them to soften down and relax. Both legs are now heavy and relaxed. Relax your pelvis, your lower core, your glutes. Relax the lower spine, the mid-spine and your belly. Your upper spine and your chest. Relax all 10 fingers, the backs of the hands, the palms of the hands. Your wrists, lower arms, your elbows, the backs of the elbows, the front of the elbows, and the upper arms, your shoulders, your neck, and your head. Let's relax our facial muscles, so release the jaw, maybe taking the tongue from the roof of the mouth, maybe parting the lips. Release your cheekbones, your eyes, your eyelids, your eyebrows, your forehead,
top of your head. Let your whole body sink into the mats with just the breath in your core as it rises and falls. Gentle, calming breath into the belly. Any thoughts that come into your head, just acknowledge them, let them go. Take your concentration back to your breath, the rising and falling of your belly. And relax every part of the body. Let it sink deeper and deeper, softening and relaxing. Being thankful for the practice that is just done. Keep relaxing, keep soft. Start to bring some movement back to your body. Wiggling your fingers, wiggling your toes, keeping the eyes closed down, visualising the room that you're in. Listening to any sounds that you can hear close by, maybe a little further away. Take the movements a little bit deeper, moving the legs, moving the arms. When you're ready, bring the feet up so they are flat on the mat, hip width apart. Pushing into the feet, and as you do so, push your hips up and push them over to the right hand side, allowing your body to come over to the left. And you're laying on your left, your lungs are now nicely open, so we're going to take a big deep breath in through our nose and fill our lungs. And then we're going to release it through the mouth on an out breath. Breathing in through the nose, filling those lungs. Breathing out through the mouth. And then gently push yourself up to a seated position, taking your legs out long in front of you. Eyes are still closed if you can. With your head bowed downwards, rub your palms together. Build some energy in your hands, building up some heat. And then place your hands over your eyes. Blink your eyes open. Then spread your fingertips gently, moving them away from your eyes. Sitting up tall, taking a big deep in breath. And release it. shake your fingers, shake your arms. Take another big deep in breath. In through the nose, and as we breathe out through the mouth, we take our hands over our forehead. May we have kind thoughts. Over our lips, may we speak kind words. And down to our heart, may we have kind thoughts. Well done, guys. Give yourselves a bow and give yourselves a clap. I hope you enjoyed that. That was for Anthony. Hi, Anthony. If you're listening into this one, that was for you. Thanks, guys. Bye.